The perfect poached egg straight from a strainer. They teach this in cooking classes. It's a foolproof method. Start by preparing a pot of water. When the water begins to boil, take 2 metal strainers with fine mesh. Place the strainers on the sides of the pot, making sure the water doesn't touch them. The egg will cook with steam, not in the water. Crack an egg into each strainer and cover the pot with a lid. The steam will gently cook the egg whites, creating the perfect soft consistency without the risk of the egg spilling. Steam for about 3 minutes until the egg whites set and the yolk remains runny. If you prefer a firmer yolk, extend the cooking time by 1 minute. Now, just serve it on toast, preferably with avocado. You can season with salt and pepper. It's a quick and easy method for the perfect poached egg without dealing with water swirls and vinegar. Breakfast cups with your favorite toppings. I've made them several times and they turn out perfectly every time. Take some puff pastry and place it on a baking sheet. Then press it down with another identical baking sheet to create perfect indentations in the shape of cups. Now take some eggs and crack one into each cup. The eggs are the main ingredient in this dish. Sprinkle some chives into the breakfast cups. Next, add some pre-cooked bacon to the eggs. Season each one with your favorite spices. Use a knife to cut the pastry into squares, separating the cups. Now, you need to seal them by pinching together the 4 corners of the pastry, creating cups filled with your favorite toppings. Preheat the oven, then bake them for about 15 minutes until the pastry puffs up and turns golden. The crispy pastry and delicate filling make these little snacks a true delight, a small thing that brings joy. I guarantee you'll want to eat them every day. Drop a lemon into boiling eggs. Once you try this, you'll use this method forever. You probably know the trick of adding a tablespoon of vinegar while boiling, but it often evaporates before the eggs are done. That's why you should add a slice of lemon to the eggs. The acid in the lemon weakens the eggshell, making peeling easier. Boil the eggs with lemon slices, then remove them from the stove. Let them cool down a bit and peel as usual. You'll see that peeling hard-boiled eggs becomes much easier with this trick. Either method works, but if you prefer hard-boiled eggs over soft, always add a lemon slice. Say goodbye to frustrating peeling and hello to a faster, more efficient way. I make pan-fried toast dumplings every weekend. No one can resist them. Start by preparing the base for the dumplings. To do this, remove the crust from each slice of toast using a cutter. Cut out a circle. Then, roll out each of these pieces into a thin sheet. Next, spread some tomato sauce on the bread. After that, add some grated cheese. Once each circle is filled, fold it in half, just like you would with regular dumplings. Seal it with a fork for a better effect. Of course, the work doesn't end here, because the dumplings still need to be breaded. To do this, take a bowl and add 1 egg and some milk. Mix thoroughly. Also, prepare some cornflakes. Pour them into a bowl and crush them. Take a dumpling and first coat it in the beaten egg and milk, then coat it on all sides with the crushed cornflakes. Finally, fry the breaded dumplings on a well-heated and greased pan for a few minutes on each side. Serve the finished dumplings warm with your favorite sauce or dip. You can use them as an interesting snack, or primarily eat them for breakfast. Combine eggs with oats. You've never had anything like this before. Pour 200 grams of oats into a bowl. Then add 2 eggs. Pour in 150 milliliters of milk. Add seasonings like salt and pepper. Mix everything thoroughly. Let it sit for 20 minutes. In the meantime, prepare the remaining ingredients. Finely chop some parsley. Grate about 150 grams of cheese using a coarse grater. Also, prepare a bell pepper and tomato sauce. It's the perfect complement to this dish. Take a red bell pepper, remove the seeds and chop it into small cubes. You'll also need a few cherry tomatoes. Cut them into smaller pieces. Next, take a pan and pour in some olive oil. Use a garlic press to crush 1 clove of garlic into the pan. Once the garlic is lightly sautéed, add the pepper and tomatoes. Cook on low heat until the vegetables are soft. Transfer the cooked vegetables to a blender and blend them into a smooth, aromatic sauce. Now, return to the oats mixture. Add the grated cheese and chopped parsley. Heat a pan and pour in some oil. Then, spread the oat mixture onto the pan. This will create a delicious omelet. Sprinkle it with black sesame seeds. Cook for a few minutes. After that, use a plate to flip it over and cook the other side for a few more minutes. Then, remove it from the pan and cut it into pieces. This omelet is perfect for breakfast or lunch. Serve it with the prepared sauce. This combination is simply delicious. Flourless bread. Its baking method is quite surprising. Start by placing 500 grams of cottage cheese into a bowl. Next, add 40 grams of flax seeds. Also pour in 300 grams of oats. Add pumpkin seeds. Add a tablespoon each of baking powder and salt. Take 3 large eggs, crack them, and add them to the mixture. This will help create the perfect consistency. Then, blend the mixture into a fairly smooth mass using a blender. Thoroughly mix all the ingredients with the blender. Finally, add pumpkin seeds. Spread the dough on a baking mat, shape it into a loaf, and transfer it to a baking tray lined with parchment paper. Bake the bread at 180 degrees Celsius for 60 minutes. After that time, the bread is ready. Its crust is perfectly crispy, and the cottage cheese is completely undetectable. Once cooled, store the loaf in a jar to keep it fresh. Enjoy a healthy, high-fiber snack. How to freeze bread properly? You might not realize how many mistakes you're making when it comes to freezing bread. Often we buy too much, and before we can finish it, it starts to mold. The solution is freezing, but doing it the right way matters. Here's how to effectively freeze bread and avoid common pitfalls to preserve its flavor and quality. Don't store bread in plastic containers. This will cause it to lose its taste and texture, making it far from fresh once thawed. Avoid thin plastic bags as well, because they allow air to collect, leaving the bread less appetizing after defrosting. Also, never freeze bread in plastic shopping bags, such as those used for groceries or vegetables. Instead, try using parchment paper to separate slices. This prevents them from sticking together and makes it easier to remove only the amount you need later. Always freeze bread in small, airtight Ziploc bags to keep air out. Use the top freezer drawer for bread storage, as it tends to be less cold and more convenient. By employing these strategies and steering clear of common errors, you can enjoy your favorite bread for weeks to come.